Hey folks, welcome to my basement bar. We call this the North Front Pub. Built it a few years ago. What's the best part about having your own tap beer? Having beer on tap. What's the best part about having beer on tap? Having the beer on tap. Son of a... That's never a good thing. It's the worst part about having beer on tap. You know what time it is? Time to call the party store. Oh, and there's always that fun job of cleaning out the keg lines. You gotta love that. That's no fun. That is no fun at all. Well, folks, that's what I'm going to show you today. I made a little contraption that helps me clean out the lines easier and get my beer back on tap a lot faster. Because we don't need no skunky beer. So let's get cracking. First things first, boom, boom. Forgot about this nifty little hat I got at Ski Jumps last weekend. Not bad for free, and it's some pretty darn good beer too. Cheers. First off, I'll show you this contraption I made. It's a couple ideas I saw on the videos on the old YouTube there. I'll get you a link to the parts that I know you can get off the interwebs. So first off, I went to the local hardware store, picked up one of these plant sprayers. Found mine at Menards, the old Nardos. I modified it by removing the original nozzle part that comes on it and kind of manufacturing this downsizing rig to get to this tube that I bought specific for cleaning beer lines. And then I bought this converter that goes onto the old Sanke connection, and I'll put the tube and the converter with a link. This deal here you'll just have to find at your store. And then I don't know the exact sizes of all this stuff, but it looks like I got 1, 2, 3 pieces and then a hose clamp to get that size down. So once you get that part figured out, a little bit of plumber's tape there, Teflon tape. Once you get that figured out, then you can head into actually disconnecting and getting into the actual cleaning process. We'll show you that right now. Shake and bake. Yeah, what I like to use is OxyClean, nice and granulated. Looks like we got some coupons there. All right, back to it. So, what I like to do is get the water nice and warm, take, and I do 1 scoop of the old OxyClean. Put 1 scoop of that. Actually, I lied. We're gonna put some water in first because I don't want it all getting stuck on the bottom. Pour that in. Fill her the rest of the way. That looks pretty good to me. And I'm gonna leave that like that. I gotta remove some kegs, so we'll get the beer out and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, for the fun part. Keep my air back here, so I'm just gonna turn that off for the moment and then get in here and grab out the kegs. Looks like we got some Dark Horse Raspberry Ale, the old Beards Oh the Citranity. Some of our favorite craft brew choices. All right, now that we got those removed, the air is off. I think it's going to be time to pump up the system here. Yeah, pump it up. Doesn't take much when it's full. You'll have to pump more as we keep going here. So, we grab this end here. We grab one of the connections. That should twist right on. Okay, that's on tight. Now, before I lock this down, I want to make sure that I'm good up top with something to pour it into. And you got to know what line you're on. I know I'm on this side for this part of the cleaning because I marked this line with electrical tape right here. Lock it down. Now when I lock it down, there isn't going to be any pressurized yet. I hit that trigger, it's going to want to put pressure into the line, which could also want to backfill into my air line. So what I like to do is feather the air line with the tap open. I'll show you what I do down on this end, and then I'll show you what's coming up the top. All right, so first I'm going to open this up, then I'm going to start pumping the chemicals through. Do it gently at first. Start feathering the air a little bit so you hear it. You can hear the air. You can feel the pressure. She starts juicing a little bit. Can you hear it? Sounds great, doesn't it? I also like to keep an eye on my air line down here to make sure that there's nothing from the chemicals heading in. Pump it a little more. Pump it a little more. pump it a little more. Now I'm gonna start giving it some of the cleaning juice. And you can see it coming out into the pitcher. I'm gonna finish cleaning the other line, then I'll show you the rinse. Yeah, as a quick note, when you go to release the pressure on this, it's gonna spurt, so you don't wanna get these chemicals in your eyes. So you kinda wanna put something over the top just to knock it down. Good to go, GTG. Alright, we're going to start the process again. Now we're just going to be using clean water to rinse out the lines. Okay, we get connected back up again. Let me show you that a little closer. Really make sure I got it out of there. And then shut it down, and there we go. That's one clean line. Now I'm just going to rinse the other line. Wait till I get some more beer. I've noticed you can tell a lot by how much residue is left in your rinse water, whether or not you got to go back through the procedure. And in my case, I'm really not seeing any. So that lets you know whether or not it's doing a pretty good job and if your lines are still producing any skunky junk. Yeah, there's one other thing I like to do, just not to waste energy, is to turn off the kegerator and defrost it. Sometimes there's a little ice buildup in the back. And I do that if I know I'm not going to have beer for a few days. Just because, like I said, I don't want to waste a bunch of energy just having it sit here running for no particular reason. So, especially if you got the clean lines, shouldn't have to worry about anything growing in there. So, it's always a good idea. Well, that's it for this one. I'll put some links down in the notes so you can maybe put your own contraption for cleaning the keg lines. You saw how much fun that was. We can get back to tapping some kegs, putting some beer on tap now, and know that it won't be skunky or full of any of that residue and junk that builds up in there. So if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out from the North Front Pub.